Saw some tall black figures seeing weird stuff in the house.
No, 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 no.
I saw something moving really fast.
Let me in, quick.
No! No! Here we go! Hello? Hi, Cassie. Hi, you sound awful sinister today. What are you up to, Lauren? I wanted to see if maybe you were also home alone tonight. How did you know I was home alone? Yeah, I'm home alone. Because I'm pretty sure our moms are out together, which is kind of irresponsible, but I'm not complaining because now we can watch creepy things together. Before we do, you just have to promise me you won't tell anyone that I'm home alone because I told my mom that I wouldn't tell anyone that I'm home alone and I just told you. Oh, I won't tell anybody, don't worry. Okay, well, what's it about? So, I have a couple different stories, but I thought the best one to start with would be a true Home Alone horror story. Am I gonna be able to go to bed with this? Probably not, but it's okay because I'll talk to you all night until you fall asleep. Promise? I promise. Okay, let's watch. Okay? But you gotta be brave. Oh, I don't know if I can. Gotta be brave again. No. Okay, Lauren, let's go.
I'm 30 years old. And this story
my
took
gosh.
place when I was 13.
She has such a deep voice.
I'm 30 years old. It's a single
Yes,
mom.
she does.
And she had to
Oh,
work
that's
2
his
jobs.
mom.
She worked at a grocery store in the morning and a bar at night.
He was always home alone. Kind of like us. Oh no, what happened to him? I think she is the deep-voiced man, so I'm already kind of scared. Do you think that something bad happened to her so badly that she talks like this to be intimidating? Oh no, maybe.
I could cook myself some dinner and walk back and forth to school. I was a pretty responsible kid for my age.
She doesn't even need a
One night,
babysitter.
I was watching TV while eating ice cream, and someone knocked at the front door.
Ice cream. Hopefully Rocky Road. Never mind, I don't want Rocky Road. What? Is it because her life is about to be a rocky road from whoever's knocking on that door? What a good joke. You know how I do?
I was wondering who it could be.
Oh, no. Don't answer the door!
Open
Don't
the
answer
door.
the door or the phone! I'm scared. He looks like my Uncle Harry. Oh my gosh, maybe he is your Uncle Harry. Oh, I wouldn't want my Uncle Harry rolling up on a Saturday night.
And it was a man standing there with his hands in his pockets. Said hello. He replied, "Hello, young lady. Are your parents home?"
No, you should never. Strangers can't ask that. That should be illegal for strangers to ask young kids. But her voice is throwing me off.
I said no.
No.
My mom isn't home right now. You have to come back tomorrow.
No, you don't do that.
He then
No,
said
it's
with
against
a
the
surprised
rules.
smile on his face, "Oh, you're all alone, huh?"
Slam the door.
I
Slam it.
said, yeah, I am.
Why?
He replied with, "Okay, young lady, have a nice night. Don't get into any trouble." He then walked away and I closed the door.
Wait, what did he want to know? Just if she was alone? That was all he came to the door to ask. Maybe he cares about her and he's like, just don't get into any trouble. Sure, if that makes you feel better, that's what he was doing. Oh, Lauren, you're just a little baby and you already think people are the worst. Yeah, because they are. I don't think this story's gonna help me in believing that people are good, though, so... Very true, very true. What does he do? I'm scared. Can we find out?
He seemed friendly, but also weird at the same time.
Oh,
He was a
no!
little funny looking though. About 10 minutes passed and there was another knock at the door.
No, same guy. He's back.
I
He's
got
back,
up and
Lauren.
answered, but before I opened the door, something told me to put the chain on. I don't know
Please.
why, but my gut told me to do that.
Yes, please.
It
Do
was
it, please,
strange
please.
because we really didn't use the chain, but I'm glad I did because as soon as I opened the door, it was pushed open. It abruptly stopped by the chain. Before I could even say or do anything, I looked through the crack of the door to see the same man again.
That's the
And
face
he
I'm
said
making
in a
right now.
startled voice, oh, hey there. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. As he stuttered. It was like he knew he failed getting inside the house and tried to play off any suspicion.
That's so creepy! Lauren, I'm so glad that she used the chain, but just kick the door closed. Just kick it. Yeah. By the way, her face was like my face the entire time while listening to this. Me too. Oh, that would definitely take my voice down a few octaves after that. That'd make her hit puberty real quick. That's what happened. She got traumatized and her voice became really deep. She got pubertized.
I'm fine, thanks. And I shut the door.
There you go. There you go,
At
girl.
that
Good,
time,
good,
I
good,
didn't
good.
really understand the situation. or the dangers of what just happened. I was a bit freaked out.
Yeah. Close the windows.
An hour went by.
Oh my gosh, more is gonna happen?
And I was still thinking about what happened, so I started to watch a movie, trying to
turn
keep
on
my
the
mind
cartoons.
occupied. When I heard,
Hey, let me in quick.
No! This is actually scary. It's even scarier that it's supposed to be like a true story. Or that this happened. No. Oh, no. Never, kids, never answer the door and never tell anyone that you're home alone. This poor girl.
I gotta tell you something.
No.
this was the scariest situation I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
It was
I
the
don't doubt
man
it.
once again. He was talking through the letterbox.
Oh my gosh, go away.
Leave me alone.
Pepper
The
spray him.
letterbox. Then the man started banging on the front door, screaming, "Let me in." I just stood back crying.
Call the police.
He eventually gave
Right
up and
now.
left. My mom came home about 30 minutes later, and I told her everything that happened.
Close the
We
door.
told the
Close the
police,
door.
but they never found this guy. I hate to think what that man would have done if he had managed to get in.
Lauren! I don't like it! Lauren, that man is still out there. Do you have a chain on your door? No. Cassie, did you Lauren! hear that? Wait, you're home alone, right? Yeah. Can you... What do we do? Call the police! Maybe they went away. Okay, they didn't go away. They're still there. Okay, you know what? Don't answer the door, and let's just watch more videos. Maybe he'll think that... And turn all your lights out, okay? And then maybe he'll think that we're not here. Okay. I'm scared. Okay, well, this one is True Childhood Horror Stories. We're in childhood. Yay. I like how I'm trying to scare you, but now I'm scared. This backfired
That's
on
what you
me.
get.
When I was 8 years old, I used to live in my grandma's house in Ecuador.
What is wrong with his grandma? Why is she so creepy?
She's old. Sometimes that's how old people look.
Is that how your grandma looks?
Yeah, that's how my grandpa looks on a good day.
Oh no, I don't want to get old.
Me neither. Let's just stay young.
Many of the neighbors would talk to my parents about seeing weird stuff in the house.
No.
They didn't think that there was someone breaking in. They were sure that our house was haunted.
Lauren,
Yeah.
I can handle scary men at the door, but I cannot handle ghosts.
Well, then you're probably not gonna like this story.
Okay, here we go.
Maybe a ghost knocked on my door.
Oh. Well, they don't knock, they just come right in.
Oh, that's true. So it's probably just a creepy guy. I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just a creepy guy.
I would hear someone going up the stairs at night. Our stairs were really old. However, when I checked, there was nothing. I would just run to my bed and cover my head with the sheets until I fell asleep.
Me.
One night, someone started knocking on the door really hard and screaming. It was extremely rare that someone would be up at that time, but I felt relieved when my dad said my neighbor's name. He informed us that a water pipe had broke in our backyard and the water was spraying his house and broke one of his windows.
Okay, no ghosts.
No ghosts, but I don't trust this neighbor. Like, why wouldn't he wait till the next day? Why would he do it in the middle of the night?
Because I think he was still spraying his house, so he probably couldn't sleep. Why you
Good
think?
point. Good point.
Do you think the neighbors are trying to make them think there's a ghost, but it's not? It's just them?
Oh,
That would be such a twist.
that would be some M. Night Shyamalan.
We had to dig to see what was wrong. As we started digging, they realized that they needed other materials, and they went to get it, leaving me alone in the backyard.
Don't leave him alone.
There was barely any light back there.
Oh no.
The only source of light we had was the moon. And
no.
one light post a block away from my house. I mean, how could they leave an 8-year-old boy there by himself in the dark?
He's 8?
But I didn't say anything about
He's
it.
a little guy.
I was wondering what was taking them so long, after
Oh
all.
no, did
But
something happen?
as I was going to go back inside,
Oh, I hope not.
I saw something moving really fast at the corner of my eye.
What?
I froze. I wanted
it
to
a
run,
demon?
but I
It's a
couldn't.
monster.
I wanted to scream, but I couldn't.
What is it doing?
All I could
It's
do was
fast.
move my eyes. I started to freak out.
It's a demon.
Then I looked to my right, and I saw something that haunts me
No.
to this very day.
What was
It was a demon, in my opinion.
I knew it was a demon!
That's the only thing that's worse than a ghost.
Yeah, look at it. It is worse than a ghost.
I still couldn't move. The thing
does he
ran by
want?
me, looked at me, but it didn't do anything to me. It just looked at me. It could have been a goat or a sheep. I've never seen one so big.
It could have been a goat or a sheep.
Yeah, it could have been the next door neighbor's cat. Who knows?
It ran, and I hid behind a big tree. I explained what I saw to him, but He didn't believe me, nor
Of
did
course
my
he
mom.
didn't.
But
I
someone
believe
did.
you. Kids see
My
ghosts.
neighbor told me that he thought nothing happened to me because I'm a kid. As time passed, I slowly got over it. My grandparents sold the house, and I left that experience in the past.
Oh, the grandma's still around.
However, that's not where this story ends.
Oh no.
In my sophomore year in high school, I had a nightmare. The thing that I saw that night was in it this time. I could only see its head as it was hiding behind the big tree. He said 3 words that'll haunt me until my time comes.
What did it say?
It said,
I am a goat.
Got him.
"You can't hide." I woke up from my nightmare and headed to school. I told my parents about it, but this
They
time they
didn't
took me
believe
to
you.
a priest, and he
Oh.
said he'd give me something in 3 days.
3
Every
days?
single
Right?
day
3
I had the
days?
same
Is it
problem.
praying instant? Yeah, wait a minute. Why couldn't he just pray for you right then and there? I don't understand.
He's got vacation. He's like, I have 3 more days of vacation, then I'll come back.
He's like, listen, I'm at Disney right now and I'm not leaving to help you with this demon.
Every night I sleep with the covers over my head. Call me a coward or anything you want, but the thing
No, I
still
won't.
hasn't left my mind. Those 3 words haunt me till this day, making me wonder when I will forget or move on from the thing.
Whoa!
Oh.
That escalated so much at the end.
Okay, here's what I think. I think even if the adults came back there, they wouldn't be able to see the demon, but the kid would. Because I think that kids have, like, you know, eyes that can see more.
Why do you see more?
I do. Sometimes I see scary shadows, and then I'm like, Mom! And then my mom comes and she's like, that's just the wind, honey. And I'm like, that is not just the wind, Mom. The wind doesn't have eyes. I look like a giant goat.
You see the goat too?
Oh, I see goats all the time.
Goats are creepy.
Could be my dog, but it could also be a goat, so you never know.
You never know if it could be your dog or a goat or a demon. They're all the same thing.
Yeah, same family tree.
Yeah. Okay, so this last one is about a creepy guy hiding in your closet.
Oh no, my closet is like the least favorite part of my room besides under my bed.
Oh yeah, under the bed is scary too.
But closets like are worse. Like they're dark and there's stinky socks in there.
Yeah, and big things can hide in there. Whereas under beds, you have to be a little bit smaller. But in the closet, it can be a goat demon.
Oh, it can be giant. Oh, here we go.
Let's see what it is.
I was 10 at the time this happened. I loved my bedroom, since it had a TV, a bed, and a closet, with my
Ooh, he's
computer
got the
on my
setup.
desk.
Pretty dope bedroom.
One night when I was sleeping, I heard a noise coming from my closet, which kind of woke me up.
It's like scraping.
I didn't mind it at all because I was still trying to fall back asleep to go to school tomorrow. I was getting ready to pack my bag, which was in my bedroom, for school.
Oh no, not in the closet,
When I
right?
got in my room and packed my bag, I looked at the window and saw some tall black figure window.
No!
Who in the world is that? The figure ran away.
Okay. Oh.
Suddenly,
Oh, noises.
I heard a loud tap on the window. It was that
Ah, that's his
figure again.
actual
And this
face!
time, he smiled at me and said, "Hey, want some candy?
Oh my god.
Come outside of your..."
It looks kind of trustworthy. I just want the candy. Just give me the candy.
no, Lauren, I've got extra candy here. Just don't
Okay.
take candy from him.
Okay. Oh my gosh, maybe he came back. Maybe he's the one that knocked on my door. He's coming back to give me the candy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Adds
that's-
up.
Cool. I'm gonna eat candy after this.
Come outside of your house and I'll give you some. He laughed and waited for me to come outside. He ran to the front door and my dad was going to go to work. He opened the front door and yelled at him to get the hell off his property.
Oh, yeah, Dad.
Told him he had been outside of my bedroom window stalking me. He was about to call the police when he realized he didn't want me to get scared that I was going to get kidnapped or something. So he said he would install security cameras.
No, call the police.
Yeah, why would you not call the police?
That night, I heard someone laughing in my closet.
Wait, is this
No.
guy
Since
in
I
his
heard that he was
closet?
scratching
No.
my bedroom closet with something that sounded...
No.
I waited a minute while I ran to my parents' bedroom and locked the door. I explained to them what happened, and there was someone in my closet. My mom called 911. Seconds later, we heard sirens.
Oh, thank God.
And me
Oh,
and my
thank
parents
goodness.
heard the police bust the door yelling, "Police, drop your weapon and put your hands up." Me and my...
Oh, they got him.
They got him.
Yeah.
It turned out that the guy was a crazy mental guy who escaped from his mental hospital. What? Who knows what would have happened to me if I didn't hear him laughing in my closet? Or what if he was hiding under my bed?
Under the bed.
This guy lives lives in all of the scary places.
He's everywhere.
Since that day, I still don't know how we got in my parents' house. Maybe my mom or dad forgot to lock the front door. Or he got in from my bedroom window.
Oh my gosh. And never got the candy either.
Lauren, I've been through something like that.
Really? Where?
Well, it wasn't nearly that bad, but when I lived in Vancouver, one time it was like a stormy, like misty, really cold night, and like it sounded like there was a guy outside, and then when we looked at the window the next day, there was like a print of like a face pressed against the window.
Oh, I hate
And
it.
I swear, I did not sleep well in that house ever again.
I don't blame you. Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
horrible. Like, I don't know how the face was like so clearly imprinted on the window, but it was just awful.
That sounds horrible. That's the worst scary real story I've ever heard.
I know, it was like an old, like decrepit, scary face. Like it was horrible.
Do you have a picture?
I wish. I was so scared I didn't even think to take a picture. I was just like, "Ah!"
I understand.
Sweet dreams, Lauren. Hope you have a good sleep tonight. My mom's already home and yours isn't. So have fun.
Oh yeah, we never found out what that knocking was. Some kind of
Oh, ow! Oh God, darling, don't scream. I just want to see if you're ready for dinner.
Sure.
All right, come on down when you're ready. Sorry to interrupt. Love you, sweetie.
I thought you weren't home.
Oh, I've been downstairs making you dinner.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, come on down.
All right, Cassie. I gotta go eat dinner.
Okay, have good dinner. Oh, my heart.